So what I do?
Okay. So are you cool if I record it?
Yes.
I'd like to point it down just to make sure. Okay. So, typically the way the conversations go is people like to talk about like supernatural beliefs. So like an example would be like I think karma is real. I believe prayer works. I believe in a God. I saw a ghost. I believe in magic or stuff like that.
Okay.
So, but the conversations that I find that are like more interesting are the beliefs that you really think are true and that inform kind of like who you are on a daily basis.
Okay.
Is there a belief that you have in mind that you want to talk about? 5 minutes?
I mean, I guess I would go kind of like with the example that you just gave with like karma. Because
Okay.
that kind of plays a part in my daily life. I mean,
Okay.
that's why I don't, do certain things, because I do strongly believe in karma.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's more on a spiritual level though.
Okay.
Because I feel, if you, I'm really big on you reap what you sow, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
Which kind of is the same thing as kind of like karma, So if you
Right.
sow something bad, then you're going to reap it, meaning, it's going to be considered, I guess, karma.
Okay.
Which is what most people would say.
Okay. My name is Eddie, by the way.
Oh, Coletta.
Coletta. How do you spell that?
Coletta.
Coletta. All right. And we're going to talk about karma. Okay, so I'm going to start the timer.
Okay.
I want to get a sense of like how confident you are that karma is a thing and it's actually happening. And I like to use a scale. You don't necessarily have to use it, but the scale is 0% is I have all questions, no confidence that the belief that karma is real,
Mm-hmm.
and then 100% is I have all confidence, no questions at all. Where do you think you would fall on the scale?
And it was from 0 to what?
0 to 100.
100.
Okay, you're 100% confident.
Yes, that is.
Okay. What is the main reason that gets you to that 100%?
Well, it will take me back to, I guess, what I believe as far as in the Bible.
Okay.
As far as in, reaping what you sow.
Okay.
So I feel like if I sow a bad seed, that's going to come back on me, which I consider that's karma. Just like if I sow a good seed, I don't think karma is considered bad always. Sometimes there's good karma and there's bad karma.
Yeah,
So,
and it depends on... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, so it just depends on, what route you take. So if
Okay.
I'm sowing good seeds, I feel like I'm going to have good karma, which is basically what I'm going to reap based off what I sow.
Okay.
Which, falls in the category of how I live my life on a daily basis.
Okay. So I'm just going to repeat back what I think you're saying. Just correct me if I'm not getting it. So the main reason why you think karma is real and you're 100% confident is because it's described in the Bible?
Kinda. I mean, yeah, in a sense. That's
Okay.
how I look at it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily say that in the Bible, like karma. It's not in the Bible,
Uh-huh.
but I affiliate karma with sowing a
Yeah.
seed, whether it's good or bad.
Okay. So let's say that I'm not saying this is the case, but let's say if sowing a seed and that whole idea wasn't in the Bible, you wouldn't believe that karma was real?
Probably not. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think I would. Because, I mean, I affiliate a lot of things with life based off the Bible because, I mean, that's how we're supposed to live,
Uh-huh.
based off what's in the Bible.
Right.
I mean, that's why we, read the Bible and we study the Bible because that's how he wants us to live. We're not perfect, but I kind of feel like whatever's in the Bible, that's how we're supposed to live our
Mhm.
daily life.
Right.
So
So if something wasn't in the Bible, then you wouldn't view it as happening.
right.
Okay, I gotcha. So in the Bible, when it says it doesn't say you. I'm not sure what it says. You say, is it you reap what you sow? Is that what's in it, or is it you?
I mean,
what
yeah,
you-
basically. Just like it says, do unto others.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Okay.
You want to, treat people how you want to be treated. I mean, if you don't, I'm sure you're not going to be treated the same. I mean,
Right.
it kind of all ties together to a certain extent.
Okay. Do you know anybody that, or I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Is it possible that someone could live their entire life doing really good things and get a bad hand?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not saying bad things won't happen along the way,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end, I don't feel like you're just gonna always just have bad things happen to you as long as you're good.
So you can have bad things happen to you, but if you do good, it won't be as much? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be as much. I mean, back to like spiritual things happen because it tests your faith. So if something bad happens to me, it doesn't necessarily mean I've done something wrong. Sometimes that's just God's way of trying to test my faith that I have in Him.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
You know, so it doesn't mean like, oh, I treated someone bad, so this happened to me. You know, sometimes things happen in life, so God can direct our paths, and for us to put our trust in Him. So that could be the reason why that happened. But it doesn't mean that that you did something bad because, you know, something bad happened to you.
But do you think that also happens if you do something bad could come back?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you tell the difference between something bad happening to you because you did something bad and God testing you?
Well, I mean, you would know because, you would know if you done something bad to someone or, you know, like I know deep down, even if it's like years later, it may not register right then if something like bad happens to me, but eventually, like, you know, if I'm praying or, you know, about something that's going on, eventually it'll pop up in my mind like, okay, this probably happened because of something that happened a long time ago. But that's just how I think, because that's happened to me before. Something has happened at the time, I didn't understand why it was happening, and then I was like, oh, this probably was because of something I did a long time ago.
Okay.
You know, or it could be because I don't understand why it's happening, but then later on I realized it's because God was trying to show me that this is the path that I need to be on and not this path.
Okay. Is there a way that we can maybe, because I think what you're describing is you're interpreting what's happening, and sometimes you interpret it as God testing you, and sometimes you interpret it as something you did back then because you realize you did something bad and now you see what the result is?
Right.
Is there a way to maybe test, and how do I say it? If something happens, let's say something bad happens to you right now, how would you know if it's God testing you or if it's because something you did?
I mean, you won't really know right off the bat, I don't think.
Okay.
I mean, that's just like the other day, me being at work, something like bad happened. Well, I'm not going to say bad, but it's something like I didn't want to happen, of course. But I don't feel like it's because something that I done based off my job or anything like that. I just feel like, okay, maybe God is trying to show me something different. Whether it's me, you know, getting an opportunity to do something in the time that I'm away from work, because I had surgery and I tried to go back to work, but it didn't work out. So now I got to take off my full, you know, like 4 weeks of work. So I could look at that as like, okay, well, maybe this is an opportunity for me to find a better job. Maybe He's giving me time to do that. Or He knows that I'm trying to get in shape. So maybe He's giving me opportunity to, you know, like be, you know, more active during this time away that I am from work. Or, I mean, it can mean different things. I really wouldn't know until it actually happens, though.
Okay.
But then I could just look at it like, you know, He's punishing me, but He's not, because I haven't really done anything to be punished for that's affiliated with my job of me not working.
Is it possible that something could happen and you think that's God testing you? Like I guess what I'm asking is it possible for you to misinterpret what's going on? Like, let's say, oh, that's because I did this, but in actuality He's testing you. Or the other way around, like, you think He's testing you, but it's actually because something you did.
Yeah, sometimes. But, I mean, in order to figure that out, it just takes time and it just takes prayer. Just, you know, like one-on-one time with you and God, and just, you know, He's going to lead you regardless. So if you need that answer, He's going to give it to you one way or another, whether it's through Him or whether it's through Him using someone else. You're going to figure it out regardless. Even if you don't right when it happens. It's going to come, you know, eventually you're going to figure out like, okay, it's because He's testing me or it's because I done something. Yeah. You know, and I feel like if you don't ever figure out it being something that you've done, then obviously it's just Him just testing your faith. But I'm just going based off what I've personally experienced. So I can't speak for the next person because they may not agree. So I don't know.
And we hit our 5 minutes. I just got like one, maybe two more questions, then we could be good. So I appreciate you standing by. So I guess my last question would be, if there's no like definitive way to tell the difference between maybe God testing you and maybe something that you've done in the past. There's no way to tell, and maybe you were mentioning that some other person might interpret it differently.
Mm-hmm.
If there's no way to really tell, can you really be 100% confident that karma is a thing, or if it's working?
I mean, I feel like if you really believe in God, there is a way to tell, because He will show you. But I mean, I don't know. Of course, karma is just one of them things that you either believe in or you don't. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
there's like no in between.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it's like, oh, I believe in it when it's convenient for me or not convenient.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, so it doesn't depend on how you feel about it.
Yeah.
It's just it is or it isn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my opinion. So, but I just affiliated with my faith.
Yeah.
So that's how I do it.
Okay. Let me get one more question. I'm done.
Okay.
If you were wrong about how karma worked, or if karma was a thing at all, how would you go about finding out?
What do you mean, like, if I was wrong about it?
If you were wrong, if karma,
Like, if karma, like, just didn't exist?
it wasn't a thing, you were just maybe interpreting. Like, let's say, I'm not getting to specifics, like, because I feel that way, I'm just asking questions. If, let's say karma was not a thing at all, and you're just simply interpreting events in your life to mean something, if it wasn't actually how it worked, how would you go about telling, or how would you discover that?
Oh, well, I mean, that's because then it'll just be basically just me going based off what the Bible says. I mean, if karma, like, if we didn't know anything about karma, it still will, what we read in the Bible kind of still would be the same thing, as far as in when it says about you reap what you sow. Even if karma technically didn't exist, that's kind of like the same thing as karma, without us even knowing.
Okay, so you're saying is, if karma wasn't how things worked, I would find out that
Based off the Bible.
I would find out that it didn't work because what the Bible said?
I'm saying, like, okay, if someone never heard of karma and didn't believe in karma,
yeah,
you don't have to know anything about karma to still know that it kind of exists. If you are a spiritual person and you believe in the Bible, because it says in the Bible, you know, not, you know, if you sow bad seeds, like, you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
And I feel like that scripture is the same thing as karma to a certain extent.
Right.
So, you know.
But if that wasn't, I guess I can tie in the Bible as well, maybe to that. Let's say that what you plant, if that's not actually how it worked, if that's not how life worked, that maybe bad people do bad things and they get a good outcome, they live a great life, and good people can live a really bad life, and there's really nothing working to make sure that people, like, if it just didn't work and maybe we're just interpreting things in our life, how would you go about discovering that you were mistaken about it? Is there, like,
I don't know.
Is there a way for you to figure out if you were wrong? I guess that's the better question.
Not that I know of. I mean, I never thought that much into it, so I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if there was a way I could, like, figure it out. I mean, I wouldn't think that much, I don't think.
Is there a possibility that you could be mistaken about this, but you just don't have that way to figure out that you're wrong? There's no way to tell.
No. I don't think so.
Okay. Cool. Thank you so much. Sorry.
Thank you.
Have a good day, guys.